tension, all this tension, all this tension. I need to.
So, I'm a massive fan of Ableton Live, but when it comes to recording audio, especially when it's vocals, I generally turn to Logic for its take and comping capability. It's a feature I'd love to see in live, but sadly wasn't included in the latest update. So what is comping and what's so special about it? Well, when you're recording a vocalist, for example, the chances are they're not going to lay down a perfect performance first time round. So it's common to try a few run-throughs or takes. Inevitably, there are always good bits from each take, so comping allows us to take all the best parts and piece them together into a single master take. Rather than creating fresh tracks each time, Logic lets you record over the same section of audio, placing the takes into a folder that you can then edit using a swipe technique, which is what I'm going to look at in this video. For my example, I've got a deep house track that I want to develop. It's still in its early stages, but I wanted to try recording some synth parts to get more of an organic live feel rather than using straight quantized loops. I've got out my beloved Roland MC202, which hasn't got a proper keyboard, just these buttons, so it's going to make it slightly more challenging getting a good take. So let's have a listen to the track. So just a few elements here. We've got, I'll just bring these in. We've got this beat here, and then a rim shot, and then just a Rhodes riff there. First of all, I thought I'd try a kind of riff, like a higher pitched riff, and then maybe a bass line, and finally some effects, so we can kind of build up 3 new parts for this track. So this is the first sound I've got. Let's just check the key signature. We're in F minor for this. So what I'm going to do is just keep this on a loop, and as it keeps looping round, it's just going to add the takes to the folder, to the take folder, and then we can go through that take folder using the swipe technique and try to choose the best bits. So I'm just going to have a little jam along and just see what happens. Okay, so there's a few good takes there. Let's just have a quick listen. We've got our first take here at the bottom. Let's have a listen to that. Just playing around there. Listen to the third take. So I quite like that bit there. Let's have a listen to the first bit of the next take. Listen to the next one. We can just click above that just to audition it. Good. Okay, so that's working pretty well. Let's just have a listen to this bit here. Okay, the feel is better on that top one there, so just, it's the only bit there is just the timing on that first note. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. The timing's not perfect, but I think we can definitely work with that. So I'm just going to click on this little triangle here and click on flatten. It will take all those parts of that take and put them into regions and just put them onto one track. There we go. now going to do actually is just try and get the timing a bit better. So I'm going to put on the flex view here. There we go. And let's select monophonic. There we go. And you can see those transient markers in there. And then if we just go on to, I don't know, 16B swing, for example, you can see it's quantized it. So we've got a great part there. And just so we don't get any timing errors when we're recording parts now, which can sometimes happen, I'm just going to click on this bounce regions in place. There we go. And it's going to put that onto a new track for us. Leave that, there we go. And I'm just going to mute that and let's listen to this new take now. First of all, let's just put a bit of delay on this, make it sound a bit nicer. A bit of reverb as well, there we go. Turn it down a bit. Great, so we've got our first take here. Now let's have a look at a bass line. So let's just change the sound a bit here. Let's put this input metering on. Okay, let's just hit record and see what happens. Okay, so there's a few there. Let's just go through those quickly. I quite like that first take actually. Let's listen to the next one. I quite like the feel of that. I'm just going to take this section of the previous take and see what that sounds like. I quite like the variation in that, so I'm just going to go with that for the moment. The timing's not too bad as well, so let's just do the same thing as well. Let's just flatten that. Take the volume down a little bit, and finally let's just work on a bit of an effect, maybe some kind of LFO type thing, you know, like a kind of hit we can use. So let's just reprogram this. I've actually already got some reverb and delay on that, so that will give us a good idea of what it's going to sound like. Cool, I like that. Let's just try a few of those out now. There we go, there's a couple of those there. Quite like those last two ones actually. So what we can do now is we just use those, we can flatten those again. and we can just chop those up and use them wherever we want to. There we go. Let's just extend this out a little bit. We don't need that first one, do we? There we go. There we go. So you can see how you can just quickly get some live takes together using the comping facility, and how Logic is a real winner when it comes to recording and editing audio.
At Point Blank Online, you've got two methods of interaction with your tutor. Firstly, you've got the weekly online masterclass, which is in real time. And then also we've got feedback on your assignments, and that's known as DVR. So the online masterclass is a 1-hour session you get with your tutor every week. You can ask questions about the lesson content and get instant feedback, and also demonstrations on the fly from their computer desktop with our streaming technology. DVR stands for Direct Video Response, and the concept is really simple. You upload your Ableton, Logic or Cubase project file to your tutor, he downloads it and then pushes record on the screen capturing software and evaluates your work, so basically giving you one-to-one feedback. You see all of the mouse movements and any parameter changes made by your tutor. It's kind of like sitting in the studio over their shoulder watching what they're doing whilst they work. We've found the DVR process has truly revolutionized the way that we teach online, and the results speak for themselves. Book your place on a course now by visiting pointblankonline.net.